What's the craziest thing you've ever written that actually made it into a speech? Where you were just like, oh, let's just see if I can get this in there.
Nothing ever.
Or get them to say Baba Booey.
They won't do that.
Tosh Show. Tosh Show. Tosh Show for show.
Hey guys, it's me. Believe it or not, this is what Daniel Tosh normally looks like. Like a hungover Andrew Luck. Like a even gayer Abraham Lincoln. Like an Amish who's lost his way. Welcome to Tosh Show. Guys, I've been in the mountains. This is my first day back. And I'll clean up before the interview, but I wanted you to see me raw. Never been able to grow a proper beard. It's not good. Eddie, what do you think of it?
It's looking pretty, I don't know. Yeah, it's not, it never really gets to that big, huge, burly. I don't think you let it go that far. You should try it for a year.
It just gets more and more pubic hairy.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you know, it's good to be back. I'm excited to shave. What I miss? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Glad to have you back.
Woo! How was your Christmas?
It was good. Austin, Texas with the family.
I had a great Christmas. We all got RSV.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my wife's brother came, just sick as could be. Got all of us infected immediately. And then they left, and then we had like 2 weeks alone of just snotting and coughing. Just lovely. Just your head feels like it's going to explode every night when you're trying to lay down.
Mm-hmm.
Kids screaming. Just a magical time of year. No, I did have a good time. You know, I want to say this. What I think I now, because of this show, believe it or not, I just love Christmas so much because every time I opened a gift that someone gave me, I was just so excited. I was like, oh, I'm giving this away.
Yeah, there you go.
And I was just watching people fume. Now, I'd like to read a text from my father. He sent me this, what does it say? Back in August. By the way, as we close in on our octogenarianism, they're turning 80. Octogenarianism. We have decided to shut down birthday and Christmas gifting. We are quite out of step of what is in or even appropriate anymore. A well-wished text will assure each of our family members of our never-waning love and concern. But this does not preclude my purchase of a model car for my grandson that somehow catches my eye. Okay, so Scrooge McDuck there says no more gift giving. Doesn't want to receive anything, doesn't want to give anything. And now, I didn't let that go. I reach out to them. Hey, what's going on, Grinches? And my mom flat out says it. She goes, I watch you give away stuff on the show. You just make fun of everybody that gives you something. You don't need anything. So we're not giving you anything.
I kind of like it. I like her.
Well, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because it finally worked. The whole point of this, stop giving me things. It worked. Speaking of gifts, my alma mater, UCF, Central Florida Knights in Orlando, Florida. They get football great Scott Frost.
He's back.
Last time he was the coach of the UCF Knights, they were undefeated. Now, then he went on to his alma mater at Nebraska and just laid a big turd.
4 years of it.
I have to admit, I said a lot of nasty things about when he left. I was like, stay. You've got things cooking at a school that'll give you everything. And, you know, he's like, no, I gotta go. This is my destiny. I was a quarterback here, you know, in the 80s when Nebraska mattered.
Late 90s.
All right, 90s, whatever. Now, am I worried that Scott Frost, who is given this second chance, this opportunity to redeem his deplorable behavior, to coach this powerhouse football program, is going to leave again? I am. And I understand that. Listen, when I went to UCF, I graduated a semester early. Why? Because I wanted to get out of there. I can relate. I just don't want it to happen. I want you to stay there, do us proud, and win it all. Anyway, any resolutions this year?
Nope.
I wasn't positive of what compilation garbage John was going to pump out during the break, but I saw that we did the poop story montage. Well, let me tell you something. You know, I say every year my New Year's resolution is to not poop myself. I didn't make it.
I mean, it was so early in the year.
So early. Here's what happened. I'm in Tahoe. I go to my favorite cakery. Okay? It's not called a bakery, Pete. It's called a cakery.
It's his favorite one, Pete. Knock it off.
My favorite cakery. It's at Sugar Pine. Allison is the owner, and her husband, Brett, I believe. They're both wonderful people. I go in there, and they've got so many good things. They got a banana cinnamon bread that I love. Always get a slice of that. Their cookies look perfect, so I always have to grab a couple of those. And this is breakfast. You know, I'm getting the biscuit sandwich.
Right.
I'm getting the eggs. But this day, I decide, well, I'll get a hot chocolate as well, along with all those. I also had a donut. It doesn't matter. Guys, it's a cakery.
You got a problem.
That's not a problem. It's called breakfast. And when you're in the mountains, you need a lot to survive.
You got to fuel up.
Well, we always get the breakfast, and then we park at this little park around the bend, and you take a hike through the woods. There's a little gnome door. My son loves to open it up. He brings a toy every time and leaves it. You're supposed to take a toy, leave a toy. We just give a toy every time. Some kids just leave rocks in there. That's bullshit. And then they take my kid's good toy that he leaves. But whatever. We say hi to the gnomes, and then there's a picnic table on the lake, and we eat. We eat our breakfast. It's just magical. It's just a routine. Well, anyway, halfway through this walk, let me say something else. When I'm holding my daughter, her knee is going into my stomach. And if my stomach is remotely suspect at the time, that it's just putting pressure for me to get everything out.
Yeah.
You understand?
Sure.
This walk is maybe 3/4 of a mile. About 100 yards in, I tell my wife, how great is this? I said something to the effect of, what a wonderful morning. And then I said, hey, I don't know if I can do this. And she's like, what? I go, yeah, I got to go back. She's like, where are you going? I go, I don't know. So I just took my daughter and I start walking back. I go, you guys go to the gnome door, let my son put his toy in there so he doesn't freak out, and then just hurry back. Well, anyway, they're going. I make it maybe 25 steps the other direction. And I'm like, oh no, it's here. I start yelling for my wife to come back. She's not. I start walking into the woods a little deeper. There's snow, a foot or two on the ground. I set my daughter down, stand her up. She immediately falls, starts screaming. Can't deal with that now. Pull my pants down and go to the bathroom. And it's like molten lava through the snow. It fires through the snow. I see my wife coming back, and because she's just following the sounds of her screaming daughter, who's sitting in the snow. She's not hurt. They're just sitting there watching her dad, go to the bathroom.
Empty himself into the woods.
She sees me. She's mortified. She picks up my little angel, and I'm like, and then I use snow to wipe. By the way, great wiper. Great wiper. You can. It's easy. Anyway, we go back. We get back in the car. I'm like, sorry about that, guys.
Hey, everybody. Sorry about
Now, here's the thing. Did I actually break my resolution? I say no. And here's why. If a man is walking through the woods and says to his wife, oh my goodness, honey, I need to pee, and then walks into the woods and pees and comes back, nobody's like, oh my goodness, can you believe what he did?
Yeah.
Right.
So I did the same thing, but mine was the other.
Yeah.
Mine was violent diarrhea. And my wife's like, yeah, but the difference is if you told that person they can't pee, they wouldn't just start peeing all over themselves. And I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe I accept that as the difference. When I got back to the car, I was like, well, I might as well just do a courtesy wipe with one of my kids' wet wipes, from their little diaper bag. And as I did that, I looked up and there were two people walking toward my car from the trail. that might have just seen me
Yeah.
put my hands down my pants and wipe.
Or just
But I'm not sure they did. I'm not sure. If you're out there and you saw that, my apologies. I didn't even look before I went for the extra, clean wipe. They wouldn't recognize me. I got my beard. I tell you what I should do. If I shave this and then just this bottom part, I look like one of those guys that hates America. But that's not true. I love this country. Okay? And so does my guest today. Enjoy.
Tosh Show.
My guest today is a political speechwriter whose words have either moved you or made you say, fuck that shit. It really is a country of widely differing opinions. She can spin boring zoning ordinance issues into poetry about the battle for America's soul. And if you thought the ineffective speeches at the Democratic National Convention went on too long, you can blame her for it. That said, please welcome Amber.
Thank you very much. It's
How
good
you
to be
holding
here.
up? Huh?
Things are,
Wow.
they have been better, I would say.
I mean, anger, furious. Where are you this time around?
Resigned. Like, we knew this was a possibility. I was not as heartbroken and shocked. I mean, heartbroken, yes, but not as shocked or unprepared as 2016, of course.
When I hear people say, insiders tell me, that we knew all along that she couldn't win, I get so enraged.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, you know what would have been nice for the American economy?
If they told
Tip
the
us
rest
off
of them?
on that and save us all $1 billion of donations.
I mean, I think that's such a... It's so easy to just be like, DC, consultants, insiders. Like, it's not a person. There are many different people in DC with various opinions. Of course, some people thought she couldn't win. Many people thought she could win. This is one of those things where if she had won, we would have all said, obviously she would have won. It was such a slam dunk.
I mean, I
can
just
just go either
can't
way.
see myself. Listen, I had Obama. That was in my lifetime. I'm thankful for it. I was at a good age for it. Moved me. I don't think I'm ever gonna let myself get
Fall in
this
love.
vested. It's just too much for my soul. I can't handle it.
I feel like maybe like Rock the Vote kind of broke us all and made us feel like voting was this like magical identity thing. And what it actually is as AOC says, like a chess move. We are trying to move things forward. We are doing our best. We push. We've gotten a lot of really important things done. Obama got things done. Joe Biden got a lot of really important things done. And now we're going to get pushed back. And you just have to keep going. You don't have to fall in love every time. You just do the
No,
work.
I haven't fallen in love. I haven't fallen in love. Honey, I don't know what to do. I'm a sack of shit. I know that you like tarot cards, so I'm actually afraid to ask this. Do
I know.
you believe in
I'm
ghosts?
also afraid to answer this.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I lean toward no, but I might believe in ghosts also.
I wish that was on the ballot.
I don't think
I lean toward.
I don't like to take like a hard stance on things, like, because I don't know, you don't have to see or prove things just to make them real.
I have a very different opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you?
Sure.
Huh.
What did the tarot cards say about coming onto my show?
I did not do a reading for it.
Oh.
I know I should have.
Do you believe in ghostwriting?
As a ghostwriter, I do believe that you can do it and they exist.
You ever write for the wrong side?
No.
Could
I think
you?
So. No.
See, I've written jokes for comics that I
Don't agree
would
with.
never, like, I think their style of comedy is just
I guess
garbage.
it's like I have worked for people who believe things that I don't really agree with, and maybe I've made a pitch or I've said like, yeah, sure, I can make that argument. But there's like a line for me that if I can't write a speech about. I'm very pro-choice. I could never write a speech that's like, here's why we should ban abortion. Like that would just be. I don't want to do that. That's not who I am.
Well, you don't have to, thankfully.
to.
It's going to be banned.
It's already
So
too late.
I apologize for all of your
Thank
rights.
you. Can you take responsibility, please?
I'll take some responsibility, sure.
Great. Thank you.
I'm a single issue voter.
What is it?
Abortion.
That's your one
Women-
issue?
Yes.
Great. Love that.
I just whatever gets me to like they can do whatever they want. That's where I vote down the ballot.
Great.
But man, has it come back to bite me? Well, that's why people it always gets me mad when people like if I say, "Oh, I can't wait to check in on these MAGA fools in 4 years," and be like, "Oh, how much better is your life?" And some of their rebuttals.
Do you check in on them? I regularly check in.
Well-
My whole family are MAGA. I've got so many connections. I regularly have to go in and be like, "What's Brad Barton up to?" It's crazy.
I have similar family members
Yeah.
as well, but they like to push back. Oh, well, let's see how worse your life is.
Yeah.
And to that, I'm always like you care so much about women's reproductive rights. You live in California. They're not going to be affected there. And I'm like, well, yes, they're probably not going to be that affected here. But that's not what I'm voting for. I'm
Right.
voting for the 17-year-old girl in Arkansas.
Well, and they could be affected here in various ways.
Well, we'll take care of it here.
Yeah. We'll
Okay.
figure it out.
California's going to figure. Oh, I swear. One of these days, I'm gonna take my whole state with me. We're moving to Cabo.
California to Cabo.
All right. One could argue that you and I we were both raised in Christian cults, if we want to. I don't know if we want to use that word, but yours sounds way more
Culty.
culty.
It probably was.
Talk about what your childhood was like.
There's like different phases. So I remember my first memories were we lived on a commune in Indiana with like a working farm.
How many people is this?
I mean, the cult itself was international. I don't want to brag, but it was like the second largest cult for a while.
Oh,
I know.
what was number one? Scientology.
Yeah. Yes, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I could be wrong. No, I think that's right.
You know, we were whatchamacallit? What's the one where you can't dance or you burn in hell?
Baptist?
No, what was the movie?
Footloose.
Footloose.
We were Footloose.
Okay.
That
got
was
it.
our
Yeah,
world.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
go on.
We lived in a commune. I don't know. Maybe I'm too young to remember how many people were there, but 200 maybe
Okay.
more. I don't know.
Not thousands, but
No.
Got it.
And it was an old, like a convent. It used to be a convent, and they bought it.
just creepy.
Super creepy. And we had like dorms, and so we lived in like a dorm, which I think the weirdest part that I just learned recently, like in the last month, that my parents would work on the farm during the day, and then they would go to Bible class at night for like hours. And I was like, "What did you do with me, the baby?" And they're like, "Oh, we just left you in the room." And like somebody would walk up and down the hallways just to make sure the babies were okay. And I was like, "You left babies alone?" Anyway,
It was a different time.
it was the 80s. They didn't actually care about
This
about
is
babies.
when America was great.
That's back. We're all trying to get back there.
What year are we trying to get back to again? I always
I
forget.
don't,
Is it
80s,
the 80s?
60s, 20s. I don't know. Yeah.
I have a theory about that too.
What is it?
You ever go to talk to a friend of yours that never left your hometown?
Mm-hmm.
And then when they like, oh, this place sucks now. It used to be so much better. They're the ones that have the revisionist history.
Oh, yeah.
That people that
Yeah.
like never go on to anything
Because they were in
else.
high school and they had like a great time.
Right.
And so they remember
So
making out at the drive-in.
those are the people that all of those people are the ones that
Yeah.
things used to be better.
That's who just won the election.
Yes, exactly. But you're still cool with Christianity.
I'm back.
Just-
I'm back into
What
Christianity.
was, do we want to talk about the name of the cult, or is that
Oh, yeah. It's called The Way International.
The Way International?
The Way.
And they're still around?
So I follow them on Instagram.
Sure you do.
I like to keep up with like
Do
what's...
they post ass shots?
No.
Oh.
But what's interesting is they were like big for a minute and then they got sued by like tons of women for, rape and sexual assault, like as happens.
Yep.
It kind of fell apart and then they kind of like are coming back. And now they're like revisionist. Like if you go to their Wikipedia, everything about all the scandals are gone. Like they have edited it. And now they're just like Instagram full of like happy people at camp, like singing songs and doing aerobics.
What's the one that the God Hates Fags Church?
Westboro Baptist?
Here's why I honestly have some. This is, don't take this out of context.
All right.
Where I can accept them
Okay.
over other. I like that they have a hard line.
Okay, I don't disagree with you that I appreciate people who are consistent.
Right. These
in
churches that just keep kind of evolving. We're okay with, we love gay people.
Oh,
we
well,
love,
I go to a church now that loves gay people.
well, right.
But
It's because they all want money. So
Well,
they
that's
just
not
keep opening their
true.
arms up.
That's not true. That's not true.
Oh, come on.
No.
Every mega church in this country should not be tax exempt.
Daniel Tosh, I should not have to tell you that Jesus says nothing about gay people in the Bible. There's not a single verse, and you should know that.
What about Sodom and Gomorrah?
Sodom and Gomorrah? Okay, that's an angel that comes and is like, excuse me, can I go rape your
Wasn't there
guest?
a bunch of man-on-man stuff going on and it just sickened the Lord?
No, what I would argue that what sickened the Lord was someone who showed up at a door and was like, hey, man, can I rape your angel guest? And they were like, no.
No. Well, that's, you don't want it. But back to this mega church stuff.
Mega church. Okay, yeah, that
of those should be
money
taxed.
driven. Yes. I mean, I can't. That's like a complicated, but yes, I don't know that I disagree with you.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm getting heated already. By the way, your parents, strict religion, didn't stay married.
I know. That's how we got kicked out of the cult.
Oh,
They kicked us out.
That boots you if you get divorced.
We got
when did they get divorced?
Excommunicated when I was 6. So they did.
What
they
happened? Why did you make them break up?
I don't know. I really wanted an interesting life, and I was like, you two being happy, not
Which
doing
one
it.
of them was more vested into the church?
My mom, I'd say, is much more religious. She is still very, very deeply religious, and my dad now is like a little more open and casual. Like they're still Christian, but like.
How long did it take you to unbrainwash?
I guess when I went to college, I was sort of like, oh, I have to rethink some of this stuff. And it was gradual. Part of the whole idea of the way was like question everything, question all authority, because they don't believe that other churches have it right. They're very anti-Trinity.
That's every religion.
Yeah,
every
no,
religion
exactly.
believes we're right and everyone else is wrong.
100%. But part of their thing was like everyone else is wrong and only our little group is right. And I think that instilled in me this like skepticism of everything. And so then I was like, oh, wait, what if this is wrong? And then I started to kind of move away.
Did they believe that everyone else burns in hell?
No,
like
actually,
Catholics?
hilariously, they believe everyone who isn't Christian burns in hell. But very hilariously to me, they believe if you accept Christ into your heart and you're baptized and all that stuff, you go to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
But they also believe most Christians are wrong. So their fix for that is that in heaven, we're all going to have jobs. And if you don't follow our path, then you're going to have a really shitty job, like being a bone picker.
God damn it. Are you telling me that I'm going to have a bad job? And
Yes.
Because I've been baptized and I've accepted them.
Right. So you'll go to heaven then.
Thank you.
But when God burns the earth and it's full of dead corpses, you're going to be the ones picking up bones. Which I think is the funniest way to punish
I've
people.
always been told, too, that heaven, there's going to be, when I've asked these questions as a child, like, so all of my Jewish friends are going to burn in hell?
Yeah.
So all of,
Right.
every Buddhist burns in hell? Is that, like,
Yeah.
why can't we definitively say, why won't you say that? Like my
I think they do.
No, my Sunday school teacher, like, wouldn't say it.
Really? My Sunday school teacher would.
Oh, well, yeah.
They were happy to tell
But they always
Amber.
would say that there's going to be more people in heaven than there will be in hell.
Well, there's like a second chance.
Oh,
when Jesus comes back.
Yeah,
when Jesus
Oh,
comes
if he
back.
comes back,
there's a second chance to
immediately
like
be like,
sign
whoa,
up.
I'm sorry about that.
Ooh, my bad.
I was way off.
Yeah. So you're just doing the second chance.
I'm starting to love the way. I don't know what their dues are, but it's got to be cheaper than the
Ooh,
Soho
I don't
house.
think it's cheaper. They were very communist for a while. You had to give them all their money, and then they would dole it back
I'm
out.
not going to do that. All right, you studied English in college and then moved to L.A. to pursue acting.
I studied English and theater.
Okay, I didn't know about the theater.
Yeah.
Nah,
Wow.
that's
Who's
good.
your research team?
Well, it was just Dylan. How long were you out in L.A.?
7 years.
Did you enjoy Los Angeles?
Yes, I love LA. I could never live here again, but I love it.
Don't say you could never live here.
I don't think I could.
You might have to when we separate.
No, I'll go to the East Coast.
All right.
I like the weather better.
So you move out here to pursue acting. Did it run its course? Did you lose interest? Did you like, oh, I'm not going to?
Well, I was very poor.
That's what you're supposed to be when you move
I know
here.
you were. Yeah. It just was exciting. I mean, I did a bunch of things. It was very fun. I did like stand up for a little while. I did improv for many years in a lovely time community. I was a clown. I did lots of fun stuff. No one was ever going to pay me. So I just had to, like make money.
I mean, my theory on show business is that if you just don't quit,
That's probably
eventually
something will happen?
You'll get like
a commercial,
a paycheck.
a paycheck, yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna be a great paycheck, but if you never quit,
no, I think you're right. You're probably right. I just,
it just waits for people to quit. That's what show business does.
I do think like I'm a big fan of like abandoning your dream. Like at some point you're just like, oh hey, maybe this dream sucks and isn't for me. And it turned out like I was so defeated and I felt so miserable and sad and worthless all the time. And I felt like, oh, maybe I'm just like a bad person who can't do anything. And then I started to get into politics and everyone was like, oh, you're amazing. And I was like, oh, what? I'm good at something. It turns out. So I just needed a different,
and that's way more important in the scheme of things. Do you believe?
Do I? No, I don't.
Good, because it's not.
The real important job is comedian. I think
no, it's not either. I'm a big believer that my job is embarrassing.
Embarrassing?
Yes. When I think of like actual stand-up, I'm going to go make people laugh.
Oh yeah,
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I agree.
I do not put any self-importance on this. You actually had a clown service business?
Yes. Sadly.
Okay.
It didn't go anywhere.
Go ahead and put the right there when she said it didn't go anywhere.
God.
Put the sad clown noise
yes,
right there. Are most Democratic speechwriters former clowns?
No. I might be the only one.
What was your clown experience?
Oh, man. I mean, it was like the worst and the best. And I say clown, but I don't want to impress you too much, but I was
You don't want to
princess.
toot your own nose?
Yeah, I was a princess. I would dress up mostly as like Belle and Cinderella and the Little Mermaid, and I would just show up and 5-year-olds just adored me. And I would do magic and like balloon animals and balloon sculpting.
But so you weren't a clown at all.
I was a clown, yeah. Bubbles the clown was my name. I did
But
clowns.
You were a princess.
I did both because, I mean, you've probably hired something for your child's party, maybe.
How did you transition completely from LA broken dream to speechwriter?
I was just doing like a lot of like volunteer work for Planned Parenthood and
murders. Sorry.
No. I started like, I don't know, volunteering. I was like, oh, maybe this is a thing. And so I like showed up. Actually, the Democratic Party of the San Fernando Valley is like kind of a big power player.
Okay.
And so I showed up to the campaign headquarters and I was like, put me to work. And I volunteered for a campaign and I would like work during the day and come at night to like run their phone bank. And they gave me an award for the best volunteer. And then I got, from there, I got a job with Bob Blumenfield, who's a council member now in LA, but he was an assembly member. And it was like, I got paid like $27,000 a year to like go to council meetings and be like, Bob Blumenfield cares about the potholes. And I was like, what could be better than this? Like, I was so happy.
I love it. I love it when people are happy about what they do.
Where do I go from here? And then I was like, oh, but I can't do policy. I'm not like smart enough for that. And I'm not like a comms. I don't want to talk to reporters. And then I was like, oh, I used to write plays. I'm a playwright. And I was like, oh, speechwriting is just like playwriting for one person. So I just begged Bob to let me write his speeches when he was here in the district. And I remember the first one I did, it was like a 5-minute speech and I like poured over it. And it was so like, I tried so hard and I gave it to him and he went to the event and he read one line that I had written and nothing else. And I was like,
was that a gut punch?
No, I was thrilled.
You were thrilled.
I was like, this is the greatest day of my life. Like it just was so, again, I was so broken from like auditioning and like one of the last auditions I did, I'm sure you are familiar with these, but one of the last auditions I did, they lined us all up and they were like, just do the chicken dance with no music. And it was just like a line of people being like, and it was the most humiliating thing. So coming from that to like someone read something I wrote just felt like,
I mean, never. I don't think, not regardless if I landed a spot or not, there was never an audition that I thought, oh, that was worth it because I got it. No,
awful.
I was, and I mean, I did, a fraction of what my peers were doing. I wouldn't audition. I just like, no. One time I went for an Apple one, a huge campaign, and it was, sure enough, it was like, start dancing and walking and dancing. And I'm like, And I think I don't know if I actually did it. I think I might have just got up and left.
Yeah. I went to an Apple one once, and they were like, "You're perfect for this. We would hire you on the spot, but Steve Jobs has to make the call." And just like for an hour, just like told me how amazing I was, and then I never heard from them. And it was just that, where it's like,
Steve
"You're
probably
great."
died.
It's probably what happened.
Most campaigns have no budget for speechwriters, but they'll hire you and put you under some like a different title. Is that true or no? Or if
No.
they don't have money for a speechwriter, they'll be like, no, we'll still hire you, but you have to do other things.
No.
Okay.
No. Most congressional offices don't have budgets for speechwriters. So the Senate has more money per office. House members don't have much of a budget, so they only get like 10 staffers, or depending on who they are, they get maybe more. But most Hill offices won't have speechwriters because they're just like, you have a comms director and maybe a press secretary, and that's it.
Are you always looking for work? Is it?
No, I don't want to work. No,
Okay.
I do want to work. I love working.
Mm-hmm. But
Hire me.
People come to you? Is that where you're at now?
Yeah. So I left the White House a year ago, and now I help people. I write speeches. I do trainings. I do narrative development. This is all. Sorry if it's boring, but I help people find their voice in various different ways, and they hire me for, nonprofits or for-profits. Some politicians still.
You lead with jokes still? Is that
Sometimes,
still?
yeah. I don't know.
You put swear words in any of your speeches?
Have I ever?
Yeah.
Yes, but not generally. No, people are still fairly anti-swear words.
Just be cool.
Yeah.
A little blue speech.
Yeah.
This one's edgy. Here we go. What's the craziest thing you've ever written that actually made it into a speech? Where you were just like, let's just see if I can get this in there.
Nothing ever.
Or get them to say Baba Booey.
They won't do that.
I know. That's not that example.
I had some like really creative speeches that I was like, oh, this is so good. And then of course I gave it to the person and they were like, oh, thanks. Maybe not.
Yeah. Do you ever watch them take your speech and do this to it?
Yeah. I mean,
Is that-
editing is like a big part of the process.
Well, because like in a writer's room on a television show,
Yeah.
Writers, if the room is a good room,
Yeah.
they can fight for their.
Oh, yeah.
So do
Yeah.
you get to fight for your words?
That all the time. That's like half of what I did at the White House was just like, I think of myself when I'm in that room. I do think of myself as like the noble like artist defending the human language, and like every speech is like there are 15 lawyers who want to put in like 8 different clauses and not say one, but like achieved a positive outcome, or like, all the different things that people want to change. And I am always like, it is my sacred duty to defend like the message and the voice and to make this sound like something anyone could understand. So I got into a lot of fights of just, that was like half my role, is just like, word.
Do you play tricks? Like I know a lot of writers will be like, oh, I know I'm not getting this in, but that'll at least make me get this in.
Yeah. Like make it really extreme, and then be like, I guess I'll just tone it down a little bit, and that's what I really wanted.
Do you think AI is going to steal some of your work?
I am worried about AI ruining the next generation. I'm not worried about me so much. I'm amazing, I'm very talented. But you get to this place by doing a lot of like inane work, and that is what AI can do, but you have to like do it. You got to like write a bunch of dumb talking points and like figure out what reporters are responding to, and like write the first draft and then have someone rip it up and tear it to shreds and tell you why you suck. And if AI is doing that, like then there's just like a generation of new writers who don't get that experience. And that's what I'm really worried about.
How much of being a speechwriter is rewriting the same speech?
Oh, a lot.
Is that what you do? You just give it like a little refresh?
Oh, you mean like the same speech?
I don't know. In general.
It depends.
Do you have stuff on file that you're like, oh, this works again?
Yeah, but like some people want the same speech over and over and over. Some people, like Dr. Biden, never, like she likes different stuff. So we would do new speeches all the time. It was a lot of new speeches. And sometimes you like pull like, oh, that's a good story, put it over here. It's like a puzzle that you're putting together. But it just depends on the person. Everyone's kind of different.
By the way, speechwriters make tons of money. True or false?
False. No. No. Mm-mm.
It doesn't matter how high up the.
I mean, there are different. Yes, there are some speechwriters who make lots of money. Like White House speechwriters don't make money.
Do you get credit
No. Well,
always or never? I'm sorry.
never. I am publicly, like, I was Dr. Biden's speechwriter. That is public knowledge. You could Google me and
Do you like to say Dr. Biden just to infuriate the right?
yes. Dr. Biden.
Be honest, as a speechwriter, how nerve-wracking is it to watch Joe Biden deliver a speech or answer a simple question?
I love Joe.
I love him too.
It is not as nerve-wracking as standing with his teleprompter when he's speaking and watching. Because we would always, we did a lot of events together. And so, like, his speechwriter and I would always be, like, together at the teleprompter. And I would just be like, because they have to go, like, oh, God, he's jumping forward. And, like,
Reading a teleprompter is a skill.
Oh, yeah.
It's a real skill, and it takes practice. I did a
Definitely.
show for 13 years
Yeah.
off a prompter.
It's hard.
And what's also a real skill is the teleprompt operator. And you need to have a magical connection with that person that knows when you're off book, they know, oh, well, you basically hit this note. Let's
keep
get you to
going.
the next spot.
Yeah.
And you can always tell when it's like, that relationship's garbage right there. They're all,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, say what you want about Trump, and I hope it's bad stuff. But the fact that, is anyone writing for him?
I mean, he had speechwriters, or he has speechwriters, but does he use it? I
just
imagine they're
nonsense.
just sort of like giving him like cues.
The nonsense, to read what his teleprompter would say, I would just be fascinated.
I would love to. But did you see at one of the Republican rallies, they had the teleprompter up? I think it was Carrie Lake, and they were like, get off stage, Trump is waiting. And I was like, oh, that's what we need. Like for the, the pre-show people who are like, it's my turn to talk.
I hate everything that the Democratic Party does right now.
Great.
They're just shambles. How dare you?
Okay.
All of you guys.
I take full responsibility.
Get that
it's
shit
all me.
But that's what happens.
Yeah.
I say this right now because I'm on the heels of 4 years. And then at the end of 4 years, I'm going to be all...
Yeah, you're going to be all in.
I just got a text. They hear me. I just got a text from so-and-so who worked under so-and-so, and they said this. We're good. We're good.
We're going to crush it. Don't worry.
Oh, I should just go back. I got to start screen grabbing all the bullshit that I heard.
But that's the thing. Everyone just gets to look back and be like, I knew the whole time. Like, no one knows.
No one knows, and it's always going to be close.
It's always going to be close.
So weird that we're like that. That like this country has 50% of people that think this way and 50% that think that. It just seems like it might not be real. Maybe I'm going to start dealing with believing what's his name?
What's his name?
That dumb football player.
What?
Aaron Rodgers.
Wait, what does he say?
I don't know. He's a conspiracy nut.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah. I'm not a conspiracy nut. You know why? Because I don't believe people can actually keep secrets.
Oh my God. Can I confirm that? Having worked in the government, so many people are like, this is a government conspiracy. I'm like, kids, it's not. We're not that competent. It's just the dummies that doing their best.
Right.
Like, the idea that we could cover up anything is laughable. We're just not. There's just too many people.
Yes.
Like, think about how many leaks come out of everything.
The moving parts alone. Yeah. No, it's what that makes me feel good.
Yeah, you're right.
Is politics mostly theater?
Some theater. Policy is not theater. Policy is important and hard, but no one cares about it, so we have to present it to the world.
Do you want to run for office one day?
Never.
What do you do to relax?
I bake. I bake cakes and I bike.
What kind of cakes are you doing? Are you doing like the crazy, I don't know that it's a cake?
No, I'm not that good.
Okay.
It's like I actually started after Trump won the first time because I was like I was writing speeches in my basement alone. And it's like very sad and lonely.
Because you were doing what Trump wanted. You were turning into the woman.
Exactly. A sad, lonely harpy.
Learn how to bake.
Yep.
Got it.
Exactly. I was like, how do I become more feminine? But it's very meditative. You sift the flour and I like make myself a cocktail and listen to an audiobook.
Do you I hate sifting flour.
I like it. It's very like, I don't know. It's very meditative.
It's just like.
Oh no, I don't like that one. It hurts your hand.
No,
you got to do the the bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And then I make elaborate. My children, because I have twins, I have every year I tell them they get to each pick a theme, like a cake choice, and then I put them together. And so like one year we had like
You're like the mom that has two kids that play for different universities and she sews both jerseys together.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Are you cool, mom? Do
Yeah.
they talk to you normal? Or do they talk to you like mom?
Yes, I think we talk a lot, but I'm like mom. Like I have to lay down the law. We have to. My husband and I are very like, we're not your friend. Yeah.
Right, you're right. Cool mom in my head is just the movie Mean Girls.
Yeah, no,
when
I'm not
she
like that.
walks in
Yeah, like-
and it's like, I'm one of you.
Yeah, I'm not like other moms. I'm a cool mom. Yeah.
What's your go-to favorite cake?
Well, there's this really good chocolate cake that I put salted caramel on. It's really good. It's very rich, and then you make homemade salted caramel.
How many layers are we talking?
Well, the
You do
cake.
sheet?
No, the
Oh.
cake is like three layers, and then if you do tiers,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's the most tiers you've ever done?
I've only done 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I did like a couple wedding cakes. For
You've done
friends.
wedding
Just
cake?
like for friends.
Right, but there's still a wedding.
I made a superhero girls cake for the girl's birthday one time. I made little chocolate poison ivy and like
That's always
Wonder Woman.
That's amazing. Well, I care more about the cakes than any speech
Great.
you've written.
Yeah, me too.
I did. We had a naked cake for our
Okay.
wedding.
You like that?
I did.
Okay.
I'm not an icing person.
Oh, I think people say that, but I make really good icing. It's
I like icing
cream
too, but-
cheese and not too sweet.
Okay.
It's really good.
Sometimes I like it. Sometimes. Do you mess with cookies and other things? Bars?
Not really.
Brownies? Where you at on brownies?
Pies. I make a lot of pies.
I love a good pie.
Yeah, especially for holidays.
I need a heavy amount of crumble on top, though.
Yeah.
I need crust all over it.
Yeah.
I don't need some of these fruit pies. Some of them are hideous.
I'm not the biggest fruit pie. The only fruit pie I love is it's apple pie with salted caramel. I really love salted caramel. It's
You
really
always say
good.
caramel or do you say caramel ever?
I say both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever laugh at the fact that the way you were raised and now what sits before me and how you raise your daughters?
No, I was going to ask you that actually. Do you ever feel like if I don't give my children like crippling guilt and anxiety, then they won't turn out right? Like,
Oh, no.
'cause I feel like I don't know. I feel like don't you have to go through like a phase where you're like, am I a bad person who will burn in hell? I don't know. Like, I'm not doing that to my kids, but there is a part of me that's like, oh, is that critical to being a good person before you like, do you have to grow out of it in order to like recover and then be normal?
I mean, I think maybe they won't, they might not have some of the drive
Yeah.
that I had.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's similar to like
But I
growing
don't
up
want
middle
them to.
class and then having like more resources and you're like, they're not going to know what it's like to like fight.
I don't know. I just, like Elon Musk.
Hmm.
You love that guy?
Oh God, what a guy.
So it's like people can say things that like, oh, what have you done compared? Like, what's he's done? Let's say he's a million times smarter than I will ever be. Let's say his contributions to the world actually have a long-term effect, and it has like blah blah blah. Whatever you want to say,
Right.
I'll agree to all of it.
Okay.
Without even fighting.
Sure.
But guess what?
What?
All my kids love me. That to me is all I cared about.
No, I agree. Yeah.
I'm like, my kids love me. Your kids don't love you.
No.
So-
You'll die alone. Surrounded by your money.
Oh,
Cozied up in your money.
well, that part of it sounds nice. That part of it.
Every billionaire is a policy failure.
When is Mitch McConnell going to die?
Oh God. Do you think he's made a pact with the devil to just go forever?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
All I want is my kids to run up and hang from his neck. Just like, "Ah!"
Because you have so much affection for him.
Just
and you want them to have
not
good...
hurt him. I just want them to see how far they can. I want them to take it because when they wrestle me, sometimes they fish hook me and move my face around.
Yeah.
and they think it's
Do you
funny.
worry that that's going to be you?
No,
Because they're fish hooking you?
I don't worry at all. I just want them to. I want Mitch McConnell to take that one and just grab it and pull it over his head and just go like scare kids. Oh my goodness! Forget politics.
Okay.
Who's the most genuine person you've met in D.C.?
Well, like human? Like I have
I
lots
don't
of
know.
friends. Like you don't know them.
Are they good people?
Oh yeah, no. DC is full of good people. So the way that people shit on LA, I feel that people shit on DC
Of course
in
they
the
do.
same way. Like most people come to DC because they love America and they love, and there are, of course, people who are just like assholes who want to make money and like have power. But most people, like the hours suck. The pay is shitty. Like pay on the Hill is terrible. Pay at the White House is horrible. Administration's okay. But like it sucks. It's a shitty job. And then you just get shit on all the time. Like every time something happens, everyone's like, these assholes over here. Like we are disappointing all the time. But most people are trying their best. Like lots of people are good people who just want to make the world better.
It's a great city.
Yeah.
I've
it's
always
really
loved it too.
Yeah. It's great. It's got like nature. We've got beautiful like monuments and museums. They're all free. I'm so spoiled. I can't take my children anywhere now because any museum that wants to charge us, I'm like, this is outrageous.
When I was younger, in my 20s, and I would be walking around D.C., and I was like, this is the greatest city in the world.
Yeah.
But I always said, what am I going to do when I'm 70? Because that's all I see when I'm walking around.
Really?
D.C. is just other 70-year-olds
no.
enjoying everything. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm in their little group.
No, it's
in the
full of
museum.
young people.
I know, but not doing the touristy stuff that I was doing at 20.
No. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Everybody gets a gift on the show. This is all my Kamala gear.
Oh my God, thank you. I love it.
Yep. And this my son
Yeah.
brought it to Share Day, his Kamala doll, because he was so excited for the first female president, and that was a huge failure. So
okay.
he doesn't need that ever again.
Thank you. Oh, but you know.
Oh, you think she's gonna run
someday.
again? Maybe I'll
no.
keep it.
Maybe I'll keep it.
Your son needs
No,
female
he does.
role models.
And we
just because
we
she
give-
didn't win, she's still the first woman vice president. She's
Yeah.
still a significant person.
Get that off my desk. What's throw that on the floor? We don't want all that on the floor.
of it.
I don't all. Do you what size feet do your daughters have?
What? Why?
I'm just curious.
I don't know.
5?
5? I think
Good.
5.
My wife has tiny feet,
Oh God.
Tiny
I
bit.
have a friend who is a size 5 foot.
but she has shoes. She's too old to wear some of her cool shoes.
Uh-huh.
So I'm giving your daughters some cool shoes. Okay,
That's
one
fantastic.
of your daughters gets these. These are
Oh
Golden
my God.
Goose.
Oh, they're actually gonna love those.
Okay, these are Golden Goose.
Wait, your wife bought
And those-
these?
No, she had them a long time. Those are probably $1,000.
No way.
Yes.
Wow, they're gonna love them.
Okay, well, no,
I think
but
they'll definitely
Then
fit.
hold on, because she shouldn't have those anymore. I'm like, you're too old, lady.
Yeah.
By the way, some of the stuff has never been worn.
Okay.
Those just look aged. That's what they're. Then I got these. One of your daughters can have these too.
Okay, good. I need one for both of them. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
They're Uggs. She'll love
something.
those. Get those off
They've
my
been
desk.
telling me that I need to buy them Uggs, and I just refuse. So
Well,
now,
Now you bring those. Look, there's still a sticker.
wow, these are
They're-
like house Uggs.
I think.
Where does one wear these?
Can I tell you why she had those?
Yeah.
It was, I think, for a baby shower that she like oh they had silly
Yeah.
pink something.
Okay.
And she didn't wear them.
She didn't wear them.
No.
No, they're house Uggs to wear around your.
Right, but it was like
Fancy
for a
house.
baby shower.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what the
They'll
story.
love it.
Get it
They'll
off
love
the
it.
desk,
Okay.
please.
Yes.
Do you ever put on the old princess outfit for the girls?
No, but I
What?
did. No, I
Gotta
sold
blow
them.
their
I
mind.
sold all my
I
princess
know, but
costumes.
you do the magic to
Okay,
form.
no, but the other, like a month ago, my husband ran a race, and it was like a small race, and they had a balloon person
Did you write
there.
speeches for it and he lost?
No, mm-mm. Actually, he won. He won the race, and they were doing ballooning. And my daughter came up to me and she was like, "Do you see this dog? It's awful." And I was like, "Ugh, "Okay, hold on." And I like went over, and I made her. I was like, "Can I borrow this?" And I made her a dog. And then the children just lined up. And for an hour, I just started making balloon animals for kids. And my husband came over and was like, "I won this race and they gave me a medal. And you were over here making balloon animals." And I was like, "Sorry."
Oh, I have one more thing.
Oh my God, I get so many presents.
No, this isn't good.
This is great because I always have to bring things home to my kids and I always forget.
This is actually just for me.
Okay.
It's a card for my wife that I want you to write inside for me.
I get paid a lot of money to do that.
No, I know. That's why this is a gift. That's why it's a gift. Okay? You just have to, I just need you to pen something. By the way,
this is my gift to you?
yeah. By the way, isn't that a good card?
That's pretty. That's so cute. I would put this in a child's bedroom.
Oh, well. We've got enough things curated on our shelves in our children's bedrooms. I'll let you work on that later.
Okay.
You just, we'll do that later.
Okay.
That's fine.
I can't come up with something on the spot.
All right. Yeah, you know what? I'll just have you mail it to her.
Okay, great. Can you give me the address?
I will.
Okay.
You think I'm joking?
Dear wife,
Yes. Oh,
you are the love of my life.
well, listen, you can freestyle if you want to, but and nothing's off limits because normally what I don't know if there's no way you saw this. Who died? Who was great? The Duck, Affleck,
What?
Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh, Gilbert Godfrey.
Gilbert Godfrey, just rest in peace. The sweetest man. There's a documentary about him, and he was like a weird hoarder of like free stuff from hotels, but his wife pulled out all the cards that he'd ever like written her, and all of them just say "fuck you," like.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be so sweet.
No, every one of them is like fucking shut up.
No.
Like not even shut up. It's like it's your birthday. Go fuck yourself. Like, and it tickled me. She just had so many of them.
Oh, was
just
she
for
lovingly
years
showing
yes,
them? Okay.
years and years. They have kids. It's just the sweetest thing in the world. Oh, it brought a tear to my eye when I watched it. I was like, oh my goodness, so good, so good to write like that. Amber,
Yes.
thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I really hope you turn this whole thing around. You got.
I plan to. Yeah. I've got a 4-point plan to fix America.
You don't need to fix America.
Oh, okay. Just the Democratic Party.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But also, what you should do right now is just for the next 4 years, let's just take care of the daughters.
Yeah.
And then pop your head back up.
Yeah. That's my plan. Yeah. Go to the park, bake some cakes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. By the way, the cakes. I didn't talk enough about that.
You didn't make fun of me for taro either. I was promised.
Oh. Well, I mean, is that really something you believe in, or is it just something
Yeah. Well, yes, I love it deeply. But it's not like
do you go to readings or do you give readings?
I give readings.
Ugh,
yeah.
dumb.
Actually, no, I think I could convince you that it's not dumb because do you want me to?
To convince me? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm dying for this.
Okay. Tarot cards are like universal, like Jungian symbols. Joseph Campbell's hero's journey.
Yes.
So that is sort of do you not? You do. Yeah.
It was more for John's.
So those symbols are like universal symbols that we project our subconscious onto. Basically, we are laying out cards and then we tell a story. And that's just like storytelling. So it's not like magic. It doesn't have to be magic. Like, I'm not telling the future.
It's therapy for witches.
Exactly. It's therapy for witches. Yes, exactly.
Ugh, I don't believe in therapy, so I've got a lot of problems.
Well,
I don't want to work through my problems by talking about them.
sorry. You don't want to work through your problems. Got it. I'd prefer to suppress. Nothing is wrong ever.
No, everything's wrong. I'm aware of it.
Oh, sorry. You're just accepting?
Yep.
Well, that's very Buddhist of you, isn't it?
Look at that, guys.
You're enlightened.
I finally found my religion. All right. Thank you for fixing the world, Amber.
Okay,
Good
you're
luck.
welcome. Thank you.
I don't have a sign off.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Work on it. Do you want me to write you one?
Yeah. Write me a sign off that I can do
I'm very expensive.
All right, we'll pay for it. Guys, do we have it in the budget?
Hire me, please.
Tosh Show.
Hey! Thank you, Amber. Enjoy the inauguration. You guys can't believe it, but I somehow shaved for the interview and then grew back the scruff for the send-off. That's wild stuff. How you doing, Carl? You get groomed tomorrow. There are some knots in you, I can tell. Anyway, hey, guys, you know our free plug segment?
Yeah.
It's having an effect on me. We've plugged bowling 2 times, and I haven't bowled in 10 years, and I found myself recently bowling.
Look at you, buddy.
And it really opened my eyes to how out of touch I've become. And I'm going to share it with you. Now, granted, this is in Tahoe. This is an incline village. And it's a Hawaiian chef opened up a bowling alley up there. And they've got nice food. Now, you would never associate bowling with good food as far as I'm concerned. Their little line on their I don't know if it's their promo. It just says, come for the food, stay for the bowling. Now, the whole thing is booked up constantly. My wife's like, we got to go. It's new and it's doing well. So we go there. We got a large group, way too many kids, you know? And I order pokey. You know? Let's see what the stomach can handle. The guy's like, do you want the pokey spicy? I'm like, absolutely.
Exactly.
Spicy pokey. I'm at a bowling alley. Of course I want uncooked fish as spicy as possible.
So good.
Yeah, and they got chopsticks on the ready. By the way, delicious. My stomach handled it fine, no problem. Now let's talk about the bowling. They're like, you can have 6 people per lane. We had 11. That's already. I'm just like, my wife's like, well, the kids don't really count, and the lady's like, yeah, they count, but you can't have 11 people. I'm like, we'll stand and just hover, and she's like, whatever. So she lets us bowl. We get into teams, so not everybody's you're not bowling all 10 frames. So my son is just furious that he's bowling once every 8 minutes. I threw 5 frames. You ready for this, Eddie?
Yep.
You're gonna be proud of me. First roll, strike. Second roll, strike. Third roll, spare. Okay?
Yep.
Then double gutter.
Whoa.
Double gutter. Don't know how that happened. And then they had me do the 10th frame so that we could come back and win. You know, think I'd pick off 3 strikes in a row. And I got a 9. What pound ball do you think I was using?
13.
12. Should have I used a 13?
Might have kept you out of the gutter.
I was using a 12.
I mean, later in the oil patterns are so different later.
Okay, there was no oil pattern. I don't know what that means. Here's, Eddie, what I want you to guess for real. I just and not for where I was, but this is just to show you how in touch I am, because I thought this is ridiculous. What do you think bowling for 1 hour, 1 lane, 1 hour, what does that cost? I thought it should be like $2.50.
I was going to say 40.
You said 40?
Yeah, I'm going to think 40.
It was 50.
All right.
Wow.
Okay, so you're not out of touch, but isn't that number huge?
Well, it would seem so. But you have 11 people there?
Well, we're not supposed to have 11
Right.
people. If I would have had one person, it would have been $50.
It's way better, though. Then you get bowl more.
That's better? Oh. My takeaway, I don't get bowling at all. All right. Let's talk gambling for a split second. I had a bad season betting on football. It's always easy for people to mock people's picks from the sidelines. But now I'm giving you an opportunity. Put in the comments section your lock of the week. Any bet that you think I should make, I will put all my money on it. I'll do it starting next week. Okay? Check out toshshowstore.com. Get some merch. We got some new stuff coming out. Some new headwear, I think. Eddie's tour, he's going to be in Key West, Minneapolis, St. Louis. My tour, we're going to be in New York and New Jersey in April. And then I'm going to do the Midwest in June. Also might head out to Lisbon for a quick pop-up. If you're in Lisbon, you might want to come check out my show. The free plugs. Okay. We got any new free plug music this year? Woo! That is sexy. I didn't know free plug music could sound sexy. Well, that's good, because this free plug is for the ladies. Whitefish, Montana. If you are a woman, if you identify as a woman, and you are intimidated by the terrain park at the ski resort, come on down for Lady Power Park Hour on January 18th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Lady Power Park Hour, and it's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. What does that mean? Is it 1 hour or is it all day? Well, whatever. They need to rename it. It's ladies only, non-competitive, introductory level slope-style event at Whitefish Mountain Resort. Open to all skill levels, from first-timers to those with years of experience. Our goal is to build confidence and a community for ladies in the terrain park. Now, see, on ski resorts, they have a couple runs. A little small portion of the run will be the park, where they got the ramps, the rails, the boxes. And a lot of times it's intimidating because, the cool guys just hang out there and just kind of keep walking back and forth and hitting those jumps really hard. And you want to go over it because it's fun to go over a box. You just go slow over on your snowboard and you feel like you did something. Well, this is to build confidence for the ladies in there. All right. The event will be run by women in an effort to make it a comfortable and supportive environment and will be more fun and hype than competitive. All right, geez. There's going to be prizes. I didn't know that. Prizes will be awarded including best trick, biggest air, best wipeout, best costume, most attempts, and most improved. I feel like they missed a few categories. Most attractive. Huh? Mm-hmm. If you're going to make it ladies only, let's make it a beauty contest. Prizes are all donated by women-owned, run, or funded companies. What if there's like what if I wanted to donate a prize? I'm not allowed to because I was cursed with this hideous penis? That's a shame. Well, if they reach a certain level of participation, they will divide participants into separate categories. This is ridiculous. All right.
It's a lot.
That's the Lady Power Park Hour, which, as we have learned, is 6 hours long. That's a good free plug. Nobody get hurt out there. It's not worth the prize going off a jump too fast. You know what I always thought they should invent?
What's this?
For the big jumps. You know how like when you're driving down a road and they have those new speed limit signs and it'll show your speed or say slow down or too fast?
Right.
I think they need those right in front of those jumps, those big jumps. Like you need to be going 21 miles an hour when you hit this and you'll land safely on the downslope.
I like it.
And it should say like if you're going too fast, like slow down so that you don't overshoot the landing because that's where you really get hurt. You overshoot the landing or short the landing, that's where trouble. So we need these little signs that tell you how fast you're going and if you need to speed up or slow down. Yeah, that one's free. See you next week.